Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I want to tell you a story. Sometimes the hardest thing to change is your own mind. I know that my heart usually can make a change quicker than my head can, right? Um, Years ago, many years ago, I had belonged to a church that um, it was made up of people of different backgrounds, different races, ethnicities. And so that was appealing to me. I had come from a church that was predominantly black. No, it was all black. And it was, really strict. And you couldn't do this, and you couldn't sing this kind of music, and you couldn't wear pants, and you couldn't. It was a lot of what you can't do. So this church was, it looked like it was freer. And um, one of my good friends and I went to this church, and we sang. And one of the guys we sang with was an amazing musician. And one day we were going to have rehearsal, and he came to us and he said, "I'm not allowed to sing with you all anymore." And we were like, "What? What happened?" And he told us his story, and he said that prior to giving his life to God, he had been gay. And since then, he was no longer gay, and he got married, and he had a child. And but he said that his wife noticed that when he was with us, he acted more gay. And so therefore the solution was to not be with us. I know, I know. And I was really young, and it was painful because I loved this brother. And I said, well, maybe being around us, because we love you, you can be your full self. You're being who you really are. He's like, no. And so it was painful. And so, I knew that I was probably going to need to leave because this just didn't sit well with me. But it was not until one Sunday someone was preaching, and they said that we needed to support, this was during the time of apartheid in South Africa, that we needed to support the government because the blacks there were themselves killing one another. And my head and my heart aligned in that second. And I stood up in the middle of this sermon, and I stood there. I didn't say a word. I just stood there. And I turned and walked out. Now, up until then, I had been, really active and participating, and nobody came to me or called or said, "Are you okay? And can we discuss it?" It was not until one day I was in the library studying, and one of the ministers from that church saw me there studying, and he came in and said, do we need to talk? And I was like, "I don't know, do you?" And he was like, "Well, maybe we can come and you can get together with the ministers and we can have a conversation. And I understand that that was a moment, and it's because you're black." And I looked at him and said, "I don't think you're dumb because you're white. So how dare you think that I reject the lie simply because of race? Because I side with someone just because of race, not because of truth." And that was the end of the conversation. And that was the moment that I realized that sometimes your heart knows the truth, it feels it, it wants it, and it is our mind that is caught up into something that we want to believe, we want to see, we want to validate our own selves, and we have a difficult time. I haven't thought about that moment in a while, and so today, if this story touches you, it came up for you, but it also came up for me. We want to live in alignment. If I want to live in harmony with my brothers and sisters, I need my head and my heart to be in harmony with themselves. I love you.